Hey, hey, man, that was crazy. That was straight up crazy, y'all. Y'all climb back on in. I don't know. I started talking about and hey, the whole system just shut down. I got to talk about unlocking DNA, and the whole system just shut down on me. But I restarted it. Man, that was the weirdest shit ever. I ain't never had nothing. It just blacked out. Usually they send me a message, or I get a breaking a violation code by YouTube or something when they shut me down. I got to speaking about that deoxyribonucleic acid, boy. Hey, it just went black. Y'all climb back on in. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get them something to talk about though. So since they want to shut us off and talk about DNA, I ain't look. That's all we finna talk about today. We finna talk about DNA, unlocking the DNA, what foods we need to unlock the DNA, what is DNA, what is melanin. You know what I'm saying? Let's piss them off even more. It is what it is. Sissy, I don't know what happened. Like I literally, as soon as I mentioned DNA, it just everything went black. I literally had to restart my whole entire system, y'all. So y'all climb back on in. I'm gonna leave that last one up though. I guess that this will be part 2. That was crazy though. That was straight crazy. Yeah, they always be messing with me though, but I ain't never seen that happen though, where everything black out. Yeah, that was deep. But basically, I was answering the sister question, and she was basically asking us how we were gods in the flesh. Psalms 82:6 says, ye are gods, but you would die like men and fall like the princes. John 10:34, Christ said, isn't it written that I said that you were gods? So even when you get into the ancient manuscripts and the holy scrolls, we are gods. It's just what it is. And we have all the unique abilities to show and prove that. But our DNA have been so manipulated and have been so tarnished down, and they've been throwing stuff in there to keep it from unlocking. And that's what I was going to get to. DNA manipulation. What do y'all think these vaccines are about? Why do y'all think they created this whole fake ass virus called COVID-19, which is nothing but radiation poison? And remember, radiation poison is on a radio frequency that shoots faster than the speed of light, basically, and penetrates your melanin, for it can manipulate your DNA. Then not only that, they're giving you genetically modified food where they genetically tamper with the DNA and other foods. That way, when you eat it, it breaks down into your DNA and takes an RNA copy. And then this is what creates your amino acids. So literally what you eat, it creates your amino acids in your protein and your DNA. So they got radiation poison, right? That they call into COVID-19. Now they have a vaccination. Inside this vaccination, guess what's the main ingredients? It's DNA fetus from Chinese babies. It's DNA fetuses from little black boys and girls that's inside of this actual vaccine. Look up the ingredients, y'all. It's DNA fetus. So they constantly feeding us everybody else DNA to alter and manipulate our DNA. Now, the whole thing is, why are you putting chemicals that's going to manipulate my DNA inside of my food? Why are you spraying chemicals that's going to manipulate my DNA on top of my crops? Why are you putting chemicals that's going to alter my DNA inside of my cleaning products? Why are you putting things inside of ISO dyes, which is going to dye your t-shirts, that's going to alter my DNA? Because you know my skin absorb everything because I am a god. You see that? Why are you putting it in my hair products? Everything that they do, everything inside of this so-called matrix, or what we gonna claim is reality, inside of this program is made to alter your DNA. The cell phones, guess what this radioactive thing do? It alters your DNA. Cell phones give more people brain cancer than anything on planet Earth. Your cell phone, your television. Notice how they have the structure set up inside of your bedrooms. It's a damn a radioactive outlet on each side of the wall. You can't even I got to put my bed in the middle of the damn floor just to go to sleep. That way my head is not exposed to all the radiations that's coming through the outlets, the sockets. Your car is one of the most radioactive things, because guess what? You're the ground for your car when you sit in that seat. And you turn it on, all that electricity and that conductivity is going through you. Everything inside of this reality is for DNA manipulation. Deoxyribonucleic acid manipulation. Now, the whole thing you should be asking yourself is, why are they spending trillions and billions of dollars a year to manipulate your DNA? What is it about you and your DNA that if it were unlocked, that will make them be like, oh, hell no? Huh? Is it that your DNA is superior to theirs? That's what it is. See, they know who we are. We don't know who we are. Even the ones who know that they're Hebrew Israelites or they are God's chosen elect, you still don't even know your power and your capabilities. Like, we are very powerful because we possess something that no other race on planet Earth possess. And that's melanin, or what we're going to call carbon. That's what Dr. Sebi was talking about when he was talking about the carbon copy papers, and how he healed through the cho, or the chi, what the Chinese call it, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, which is all prone to what? Melanin. Like I was saying in the first video, melanin, we have melanin like no other. We have something called neuromelanin. You see that? Neuromelanin. It's melanin. We have 12 melanated clusters in our brain. They call it the 12 cranial nerve systems. It's in our limbic system. It's in our hypothalamus gland. It's produced by our pineal gland. Inside of our melanin, we have a mineral called selenium. This selenium literally bonds with cobalt and bonds with iron phosphate. And this is what makes us so electrical, because it also bonds with gold and zinc that's being produced by the pituitary gland. Like, we are literally electrical light beam vehicles. We just been feeding our vehicles, or what we're going to call the body, the wrong food, and we've been destroying our melanin. Look, check this out. They feed us bleach white flour. Guess what bleach white flour do? It calcifies your melanin in your pineal gland. They feed you white rice. Not grass rice, or what we're going to call black wild rice, but white rice. Guess what these do? It breaks down into maltose sugar. Guess what this processed sugar does? This processed sugar brings out calcium matrix from the bone and from the parathyroid. Then it calcifies your melanin. All of this stuff inside of our chemicals, huh? Yes, all of them, especially the azo dyes, all these dyes and stuff that we put on. Yeah, we want to wear colorful things because we're colorful people. But if you go back to where we come from, guess what changed colors and make things the most colorful? The sun. You don't need to put dye on your stuff. And guess what this dye doing? It's killing your melanin. Everything we do is to kill our melanin, because our melanin is what makes us superior and what makes us who we are. Because with this carbon, we have the ability to be telepathic. We have the ability to know things before they happen, like the prophets in the Bible. Guess what they was tuned and tapped into? That covenant blood. See that the covenant blood is the melanin. The neuromelanin that's inside of your blood is the covenant. He made a covenant with a chosen people. Oh, look, once you really talk about it, and you will see why they are, mass producing all these chemicals and all this toxic environment for us, is to kill and shut down our melanin. Because if I can shut down the melanin, I can shut down and manipulate the DNA. Now, what is DNA? When you truly get into DNA, it's deoxy, meaning that it don't have an oxygen molecule, but your RNA do, ribose, nucleic acid. So if you look at what DNA is, it literally is a two-strand. The Bible call it Jacob's ladder. It's a two-strand string made out of polysaccharides, made out of a sugar. But guess what pure crystallized sugar is? Melanin. Yes, fructose, glucose, all of these are crystallized melanin. The atmosphere, why it's so dark out there? And then you see stars lighting up this darkness. Guess what that darkness is? Melanin, that they call black matter. That's what you made out of. Straight up. That soil that's in the earth that is brown and dark as your skin, that's producing all of them minerals and all the microbes, huh? All them amino acids. Guess what that's made out of? Melanin. Huh? Yes, your phone. Guess what's keeping this phone on? Melanin. Everything runs and is created off of melanin. Everything in life have to be. But guess who possess and hold it more than any species on planet Earth? Us and the gorilla. Nobody else. Us and the gorilla. Everybody else have a less densified case of melanin. So yes, everybody have melanin, but don't nobody have crystallized or gasified melanin in their bloodstream or in their brains or throughout their nervous system, or something called the meridian pathways. You see that? We have that. So the whole attack is on our blackness. Let's keep it real. And now, why is that? Is because you have the ability to unlock your DNA. And once you unlock your DNA, you will realize that you're a fifth dimensional being, meaning that you're not only here. Yes, I'm saying it. You're not only here. You come from the heavens. I know this sounds hard for a lot of Hebrews to understand, but the Bible talks about it all the time. He said, we are pilgrims on earth. We are strangers to the earth. What you thought he was talking about when he said he chosen us before our mother's womb? We are chosen before the foundation of the world. We are predestined and preordained. What is all these scriptures talking about? So I was thought about, I existed before I actually existed in this human form? Yes, you did. All this is by that covenant blood of what we're going to call melanin. And that's the very thing that they're attacking. They're attacking your blackness because you are God and they know that you God, but they have to trick you and make you seem like that you are animal or you filth and you ain't worth shit. And that's why they feed you food that ain't worth shit, give you an education that ain't worth shit. And then you buy into that ideology. And then now you're bound and locked to your DNA and to your nervous system. And you only think that you're a human being when you way beyond that. We was created in his image and in his likeness. What does that mean? That means you are God. So my question is, since we finna take it here, what did gods eat? When we go to the ancient manuscript and we go to the book of Bereshit and go to the book of Genesis, what did Adam and Eve or Adam and Hawa, whichever one we can say English or Hebrew, and we can even go back to the codex or we can go back, look, we can go to the hieroglyphs. If you look at the original diet, I don't care the religion nor the plane. Guess what the original diet was for God-like beings? It wasn't meat. It wasn't meat. It wasn't anything that had death in it because we have to sustain and promote melanin. We have to promote it. Our melanin receptors, we have to. And guess what that food is? Fruits, berries, and melons, and sometimes vegetables. You see that? Now, the whole reason why they're trying to manipulate our DNA is because the moment that we unlock our DNA, you have over 75% of your DNA they're calling junk DNA. Now, knowing the intelligent people we are and how spiritual we are and how close to God we are, you telling me that God made 70% of DNA junked. He was creating this beautiful, unique, intelligent hue, which means color, being. And then he was just like, when he got to the DNA part, he got bored and was like, I don't even want to finish the rest of this. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. There's no such thing as junk DNA. No such thing. Or we only use, look, geniuses only use 12% of their full brain capacity. What is that? What is stopping us? It's what we eating because they know the moment that we unlock these things, more pyramids gonna go up, space and time travel gonna go up. Everything that we was doing back then, if you look in Egypt and you look around ancient Israel, all these different things that we was building and they still trying to figure out how the hell some niggas did it, it's gonna go on again. And then we take back the earth, which is coming anyway. It's all in prophecy. Jake got next is all coming back full force anyway. And that's why you see this mass conscious wake up and people are now starting to eat right. You see that? People are now starting to eat right to feed that DNA to unlock it. Now, what the video left off at is I was speaking about when you go to sleep. Your body is so unique, family. When you go to sleep, your DNA is called the circadian rhythm, right? This is the bio clock of the human body, right? And this is all ran by the circadian clock of melanin, which is produced by the pineal gland. You have a clock in each individual organ of your body that have its own timing system. And it's all regulated by serotonin and melatonin. Serotonin means it's serious. This is the melanin that wakes up when you awoke. And it literally is your digestive system. It's your sexual functioning. It's your, if you happy, if you sad, it helps produce epinephrine, oxytocin, which is the love hormone. All of these hormones are made by the glandular highway of what we call the endocrine system. But guess what is punching and functioning that clock? Melanin. The way you sing, how you have different tonations in your voice. That's melanin. How you can taste. You have melanin buds on your tongue. These buds, can't nobody taste an apple like you. Nobody. No other race on planet Earth will never be able to have taste like you because you have melanin receptors on your taste buds like no other race. Hearing. How you think you hear so well? And how you can hear tonations and sounds? Why you think you have so much rhythm? This is melanin because melanin is a rhythmatic type of substance. You can't destroy it for real. Only thing you can do is bend it and break it and calcify it. So that's the reason why they calcify, because they know they cannot destroy it, because it's pure energy. Pure energy. Neuromelanin that keeps you connected to the cosmos. How you think you're able to pray? How you think you're able to pray and have connections with the ancestors and with God and with the Yahweh and the only begotten Son? That's by way of melanin. You see that? I mean, melanin is truly everything. And it's basically called the carbon-6 copy, y'all. And this is where they get the mark of man, 6 and 6 and 6. 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. Like, once you really break this stuff down, you will see why we're being attacked on every side. You will see why we the highest in diabetes, the highest in AIDS, sickle cell anemia, leukemia, breast cancer, prostate cancer, high blood pressure, herpes, because we are being targeted. We've been targeted because we gods, and we are the original people on this earth. And it's something called the divine right to rule, meaning whoever was the original species on the earth owned the earth. See that? So, of course, you're going to have people coming like the Ashkenazi Jews and everybody else trying to take claim to our birthright. Because now if you own the earth, that means you have all the natural resources you own, which is the gold that they find in our homeland, which is the oil that they're finding in our own homeland, which is the natural gases that they're finding in our homeland, and so on and so forth, down to cotton, sheep. We own it all. We own it all. But our birthright been stolen. You see that? And we don't know that because we sleep. And how they keep us asleep is through their pharmaceuticals, they witch sorceries, their witchcraft. And it's the foods that we eat. And they keep you drugged up, and they keep you doped up, and they keep you dumb as hell. That's what the food's doing. That's what a burger from McDonald's does. All of that saturated fat and all of that polysaccharides that's inside of them. It breaks down into the body. It raises the glycogen. It stops the insulin from working properly. Now you high off sugar all day, and processed sugar come from the cane family. Guess what else come from the cane family? Cocaine. And you're addicted to these drugs that destroys your melanin. Huh? Y'all think this is all by coincidence? No, it's not. They don't want you to realize that you're a god. In the moment that you unlock your DNA and unlock your brain capability, that's what you will realize. Then you get to re-civilize Earth like you did before. Who you think came up with bones and utensils and bathtubs and all of that? That was us. That was us. They didn't just come up with a damn airplane. Look on the hieroglyphs. Electricity ain't a new thing. This was made over thousands and thousands of years ago. By who? Us. Using what? Our melanin receptors. And it's all throughout the scriptures. If you could reading it as a religious book and look at it as what it is, a birthright history book and a science book of a human anatomy. If you truly read the Bible for what it is, you will see. And you will see the parallels, or the 12 disciples, or the 12 melanin clusters that's on your brain. And each of these 12 melanin clusters that's called the 12 cranial nerve systems actually match the descriptions of one of his disciples. Or the tree of life. Or the tree of knowledge, good and evil, that looks like the pineal gland, or that looks like the pituitary gland, or that damn snake that looks like identical. I mean, it looked just like the digestive system. So when you truly start unlocking your abilities and you really start reading things for what it is, not only will you get the physical aspect of it, but you will actually get the spiritual aspect of this too. Ye are gods, but you would die like men. That's the fact. So we have to start eating like that. So what I was saying is every night, right? This is crazy. And you can look this up. Every night when you go to sleep, your body go through a series of changes between 3 a.m. or what they call the paranormal activity hours, because that's the hours your body is literally trying to lift itself from the nervous system. And your DNA is trying to unlock itself, y'all. And people say they're riding a witch's broom or incubus or succubus. I agree with all that. We can call it all of that, but I'm gonna give y'all the scientific standpoint of this. Literally, what's happening is your DNA is trying to unlock itself in your body. Your spiritual manifestation, or what I'm gonna call your etheric spiritual body, is trying to leave from the physical body. Literally. And that's why the Bible talk about the silver cord may be loose and the golden bowl be broken. This cord is what's connecting your spiritual etheric body to your physical body by way of what? Nerve and melanin transmission. So every single night you go to sleep, if you check your DNA, it will be different codes changing. It's kind of like one of them locks that change, and once the code gets completely right and bilateral, you can open up the suitcase. Your DNA do that every night because it's trying to open up something. What is it trying to open up? Your DNA is trying to unlock itself for you can reach your full potential. And it is scientifically proven that when you go on raw diets and eat more fruits, these DNA codes keep finding themselves and matching up the numbers. Then eventually you get to unlock it. They're trying to keep it locked. They're trying to keep you bound to this program that we call the matrix, or the Bible called Rakim in Hebrew. The womb, the matrix is what this is. Earth is a big old womb. That's why we all come from her and we all go back to her. From dust you come, to dust you return. But what are you doing while you're here? Everybody want to talk about the quantity of life, how long somebody lived, but he lived to be 100 and he lived with high blood pressure. He had to get his knee cut off. Don't even have a leg due to diabetes. Was blind from glaucoma. But y'all are celebrating him living 100 years old. I'd rather he died in his health, because that's a painful ass 50 years, extra years to live. It's about the quality of life, I mean. And the only way you can reach this full quality if you feed the body the substances and the fuel it needs to survive and thrive in this hostile environment. That's what we in. We are in a hostile environment, and it's been like that for thousands of years now. Think about it. We have acid air, acid rain, acid chemistry inside of our food, acid relationships. I mean, damn, everything inside of our environment is acidic. And we wonder why we got tumors popping up everywhere, herpes popping up everywhere, diabetes, sickle cell anemia, and all these other diseases, because we're not changing the environment. We're not getting into the preventative side and methodology of healing. That's what's going on, and that's what's wrong. But everything about you screams alkaline. The body was designed in base chemistry. The body was designed in alkalinity, but its operations and function is acidic. And that's why we have to create these metabolic pathways to make sure we're getting rid of all the acidic processes that's going on from basically processing all these alkaloids. But instead, what we do, we eat alkaline. We eat acids. We listen to acidic music, in acidic relationships, having acidic conversations. Everything is just acidic. And we wonder why we don't think properly or think right, because your glands are not working right. And your glands is what molds and shapes your reality and your emotions. You think you just happy out of nowhere. No, that is a melanin chemical reaction. That's a carbon copy chemical reaction. It's called oxytocin. That's what makes you happy. Or when you get real serious and you get energy, that is a melanin chemical reaction called norepinephrine or epinephrine. Or when you go into fight or flight, guess what that is? That is adrenaline, or what you will call adrenocorticone or adrenochrome, that's being produced by your adrenal glands. That's what puts you in fight or flight, or puts you in survival or scared mode. That takes direct hit on your kidneys and your adrenals. All of this is ran by your biological clock that's produced by your pineal gland that we call carbon or melanin. That's why you have gut feelings like no other. Yeah, man, I got a gut feeling. That's the melanin microbes that's inside of your gut. They're sending the ETS, or the intrinsic nervous system, messages to the brain and say, hey, look, we need to get the hell up out of here. Look, guess what that pathway is that's passing these melanin neurotransmitters to your brain, back to your stomach, back to your heart, throughout your whole entire body, that's communicating with this vehicle? That's melanin. Without melanin, you would have no melanin pathway meridians to even do that. And this is why your DNA is so important. Now, if you look at the DNA, everything you eat break down into your DNA. Whatever you eat, you become it. And I mean, I'm selling you this. As soon as you eat something, right, you have something. You have your salivary glands that's going to produce the amylase inside of your mouth. This is the first initial breakdown of your foods, right? Whatever you don't break down, it goes straight into the bloodstream, that goes to the cell. It goes down the esophagus. While it's going down the esophagus, you have millions and millions of mucosa membrane glands that helps break down this food. The moment it hits the stomach, the liver kicks on. The biological clock and the liver kicks on. And what it does is it opens up the hepatic ducts, and then it produces something called bile. This bile goes into the gallbladder, then the gallbladder excretes this into the duodenum or the duodenum, inside the small intestinal tract. Whilst inside the small intestinal tract, your hydrochloric acid in your pancreas is producing something called beta sodium carbonate. This sodium beta carbonate literally turns your acidic acid inside of your stomach into pepsin. This pepsin breaks down your food. Now, when this pepsin breaks down your food, guess what happens? It goes into the pyloric sphincter, then it passes into the duodenum. When it gets inside this small intestinal tract, let me show y'all this. Let me show it to y'all real quick. Show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. All right, this is your liver, right? This is your liver. This do so many things inside the body, but I want to go to the stomach. This is the actual stomach sac. Inside the stomach sac is where all of your hydrochloric acids at, right? Now check this out, family. So the stomach sits right here. Y'all see that? Let's take the stomach out. Let's see where it actually goes to. Now, when the stomach goes right here, it makes a curve and goes behind. I'm going to turn this around. Y'all see this? This little spot right here is connected to the pancreas. This is your pancreas. The pancreas is literally getting fed and coming up with all these digestive enzymes or melanin receptors or melanin transmitters, y'all. We can call it either or. And it's going to feed. It's going to feed your duodenum. This is the duodenum or the duodenum. Inside of here is where most of your, literally like 90% of your absorption happens at, right? Now, once it goes inside of here and gets there, that's when it starts going inside of the ileum, the jejunum, and all of that. Then it goes to the ascending colon, the transverse colon, the descending colon, which is right here. Then the sigmoid colon, then the rectum, and then it comes out the anus, which is right here. Now, what I'm saying is to say this is inside of this little place right here, you have millions and trillions of what we're going to call microbes or bacteria. These bacteria are responsible for working with melanin and taking all the phytonutrients that your food have broken down to bring it through the bloodstream and feed it to your cells. Now, what is being broken down inside of all this phytonutrients? Amino acids is the first one. Now, somebody asked me what amino acid is. Amino acid, or what they call the building blocks of creation, right? And you have a lot of them. Cysteamine, histine. I mean, you got so many of them. You got so many of these amino acids. And what these amino acid does is they build your actual skin. These amino acids, they build your liver. They build your lungs. They build every anatomy system that's inside of your body. Well, what's keeping these things together? Huh? Minerals. So that's another thing that's inside of here. So you have amino acids inside the food you eat. You have minerals inside the food you eat. What else you have? Hydration inside the food you eat. Now, what are these things supposed to do? When you eat an apple, the apple is full of amino acids. The apple is full of minerals. The apple is full of hydration and electrolytes. You eat these things, when they go to the duodenum, they break down, and all of that good biobifidum bacteria in melanin helps it get excreted through the blood. The blood takes it to each cell, penetrates the cell, and then what these trace or phytonutrients do, it goes inside the nucleus of the cell and it rebuilds your RNA DNA copy. Now, if you eat a damn chicken and this chicken breaks down its DNA inside of you, and then you get it and it breaks down the DNA, and then the blood capillaries take it to the cell, guess what is recreating your cells? The DNA of a chicken. And we can go so on and so forth. A chicken nugget, a hamburger, a pig. That DNA breaks down and become your DNA. Your DNA copy make an RNA copy. The RNA copy takes it to the ribosome. The ribosome create a new cell, and then a new cell pops out from your cell. Now, whatever you ate broke down and made your cells. Well, your cells are made of amino acids, and amino acids are being stuck together by what? Electrolytes, or what we call minerals. These minerals and amino acids create something called amino acid structures that they call proteins, right? Proteins is what makes cells. Cells is what makes organs. Organs is what makes systems. Systems is what makes a fully grown human being. So you are what you eat. So if I'm eating things that lack melanin substance, that lack tryptophan, that lack tyserine, that lack histine, that lacks all the things I need, now what's happening when my cells are being reproduced? Boom, we try to put a cell together. Say this is a whole DNA strand, and this DNA strand is trying to make a new cell. But I'm missing tryptophan. Dang, I'm missing that. That cell ain't gonna click together, right? You see that? I'm missing tyrosine. Damn, that ain't gonna click together, right? Not only that, I'm missing major minerals, because remember, the minerals is the glue that sticks the actual amino acids to the polysaccharide sugars of the DNA strand. So now I'm missing magnesium. Dang, that ain't gonna stick. Hold on. Now I'm missing calcium. Dang, that ain't gonna stick. Oh shit, I'm missing iron phosphate. That ain't gonna stick. Last but not least, give me a mineral, somebody. Somebody give me a mineral. Huh? Give me a mineral. It's gonna get deeper. Give me a mineral. I want y'all to participate in this. Show y'all how this works. Somebody give me a mineral that I haven't said yet. Give me a mineral. Cobalt. I'm gonna give y'all one. Now I'm missing cobalt. Now guess what? The amino acids cannot properly bind themselves together to stick to the DNA. So now the DNA strand get weak. Now, once the DNA strand is weak, because it don't have any amino acids holding it together by way of minerals, because you eating mineral deficient food like hamburgers and cheese sticks and pizza rolls and all types of slavery food. Huh? Or you missing all the amino acid structures because you hate fruit and you don't want to eat your vegetables. Huh? Or you cleaning with bleach, chloride all day. Now your DNA is weak. So whenever the DNA makes a carbon copy of itself, which is RNA, and go to the ribosome to create new cells, the new cells integrity it ain't shit. It's weak. Now you constantly pushing out carbon weak copies, carbon weak genes and genetics. Then you get these to your children. They got carbon weak copies of genes and genetics. And then they still eating the same bull crap that your mother and your father taught you to eat. Now it's 4 generations strong. And our child come out and 2 years old and got leukemia. A child come out at 6 months and got sickle cell anemia. A child come out 5 months and got eczema so bad the skin on his bones falling off. And you wondering where it came from. Y'all see how that work? So we can't act like that what you eat is not important. What you eat is what recreates you. It's what recreates your cellular structure. It breaks down into your DNA and your RNA and be recreated through your ribosome. And that's what births new cells by way of the bone marrow in the thymus gland. So let's quit acting like, Pop, he ate pork for 80 years and he lived to be 100. Yeah, with high blood pressure and no legs in a wheelchair. We have to truly understand who we are. And the moment that we start feeding ourselves the melanin substance we need is the moment that we experience all we need to experience in this hellhole, and we can recreate this thing and we can run it again and do it right this time. Because that's what's happening. Earth is even purging herself now because we are damn cancers to Earth. Look at what we're doing, polluting the water, which is her bloodstream. Do y'all realize that? Have y'all ever looked at a flat earth and looked at the veins? Yes, I said flat earth, and looked at the veins and the water that flows through this big ass cell. That is her blood, and we polluting her blood. We polluting her blood. You see that? Or look at the trees, which is her melanin nerve endings, and we just hewing trees down. If you actually look at Earth, it simulates the human body to a T. It looks exactly like a cell on a petri dish. And the same thing we doing to our bodies, we doing to Earth, and we wonder why we dying, and we wonder why Earth is not sustaining us anymore. Because we have became the devils. We're supposed to be gods, but mentally, we're acting like the very heathen devils that put us in the position we in. We have to rethink and relearn everything, family. What you think you know, you don't. That's how I had to come to that realization many years ago before I started learning the knowledge I learned. It's what I thought I knew, I didn't know. I didn't. And we are connected to everything. You connected to every animal on Earth through your melanin receptors. You connected to the trees. You are the closest thing to a tree. They blood got chlorophyll and magnesium. Your blood have iron phosphate in it. You see, they have limbs like you. They have nervous systems like you. They even release a chemical toxin when you pluck them and you want to eat things. So we have to really just start looking at things differently, family. You are God, but you're going to die like men, fall like the princes. If y'all get that so far, type in some nines and we can keep going. And I hope I'm I hope I'm not speaking too fast for y'all, but I'm just very passionate about that, especially they done kicked me off and everything. You are melanin. Melanin is what gives you rhythm. Melanin is how you are able to jump and shoot a ball from the free throw line and hit nothing but net. Melanin is how you able to dance the way you do. Melanin is how you able to carry that note longer than anybody on planet Earth. See that? That's melanin. Melanin is why your hair grows towards the sun and not towards the ground. Melanin is what gives you that wool-like substance that's inside of your hair. That protein that makes your hair grow towards the stars and the moon and towards the sun. Nobody else's hair does that. That's melanin. Melanin is the reason why you pray, you got rhythm with it, and you feel a connection. That's melanin. All of that is by way of melanin. Now, don't get me wrong. Every other race does have melanin, but it's not your melanin, and it doesn't have selenium. Their melanin have ammonia in it, have zinc in it, and all that other stuff. Our melanin is truly, truly electric. Your body is the most electrical vehicle on planet Earth. Everything matches you. Everything was created to mimic your body, period. The speaker comes from your voice, your vocal cords, nobody else's. Come from your vocal cord. Earbuds come from your actual eardrums. Nobody else eardrums. You see that? Even a car is built after your body. How you got to put food in it to make it run. And when you put things in there, as a metabolic process, and carbon dioxide come out the tailpipe. Carbon dioxide come out your tailpipe or your mouth pipe, whichever one we want to call it. Everything was created after you. This camera was created after your eyelids, your irises. Everything. There is nothing on planet Earth that man made that he didn't make from your carbon vehicle. That's how important you is. And you don't even understand that because you've been eating these addictive, dope drug foods that's been keeping you stupid, dumb, blind, and vain. But the moment you change your diet and you start eating and feeding your carbon, I'm telling you, everything you look at is going to be looked at differently. And it all starts with your gut. Restore that gut and you will restore your mind. Flat out, because the gut is the mind. They have lied and taught us that we think from here. No, the hell we don't. That is a bullshit lie by the allopathic community. They've been pushing that since 1846. We do not think from here. We think from the gut. That's where your mind at. That's where most of your melanin transmitters at. That's where 75% of your immunological systems at. That's where most of your lymph nodes at. That's where most of your T cells and your B cells at. That's where all of your gut bacteria come from. It's your gut. That's the true brain. That's the true brain. It ain't this. They shouldn't even call this the central nervous system. Because guess what tells this what to do? The gut. That's why the Bible says they are riotous eaters. Their bellies have become their gods. This has been overridden by some aliens. Everything we do is to please this thing. And we're not using this to govern the whole carbon vehicle. Because you done let other people get a hold of your melanin and tell you how to feed it, tell you how to treat it, tell you how to nurture it, and tell you how to heal it and bring it back to life. That is not how it works. How can the creation tell God how to be? Huh? All life came from a black woman, and the black woman came from the black man. How can your creation tell you how to be? That doesn't make sense. I'm not finna tell Yahweh, see, this is how, you heal this certain type of disease, Yahweh, even though that you're the creator of heaven and earth. No. All life came from the black woman's womb. So how can other races tell us how to heal our DNA? And that black woman came from the black man. I don't care what y'all talking about. If y'all into Egyptology, none of that. We can prove all these things. I'm into the science part, the facts. That's what I'm talking about. It's time to truly heal ourselves, family. It's time for us to quit bull crapping, playing around, playing games, acting like we got all day to live. We don't. People are dropping like flies, dying every day. This world is getting more acidic. It's evil 21 agenda plots for depopulation control. I mean, it's acids and death on every corner and every side. When are you going to change? When are you going to quit playing? When are you going to take these videos serious? Is you going to change your diet tonight? Or you got a plan? I'm going to wait till next week. I got to eat the rest of the chicken that's in my freezer before I change my diet. When you going to quit bullshitting yourself? And I don't mean to be, well, yes, I do mean to be frank, because it's getting to that time where I'm going to have to truly speak to y'all, because it seems like that's the only way y'all really listen is when I'm yelling. I don't want to keep pulling my people out of their deathbeds, dealing with patients that have had 40 rounds of chemotherapy, then let the doctors cut breasts off, legs missing, giving them 2 months to live, and then y'all want to come to me. And I'm not mad at y'all because y'all don't know. But look, it's a video I'm doing right now. Wake up. Y'all can wake up right now. I pray y'all do. If you are not feeling your degenerative state, it's the best time to change is now. Change your diet now. Why you have to have a stomach ache to change your diet? Why you have to have herpes to finally change your diet and lose weight? Why you have to have cancer to want to do right? Why you can't do right before it gets to that stage? Preventative maintenance. That's true godship. That's how you think like a god. Be ahead of the steps. We already know we living in an acidic environment. That mean everything I do need to be alkaline, 100% and 110%. Because everything is acidic. I can't even wear damn clothes. My clothes acidic. Shoes acidic from the azo dyes. Earrings, cubicles, all of this. The silver, the nickel leaching off into my bloodstream. And this is how you get herpes. Everybody think all this STD this, STD that. Man, look, the only real STDs will be gonorrhea and chlamydia. Let's keep it real. Every other STD or so-called STD is a damn vaccination, a damn virus or protein constructed in Fort Detrick military base in 1980. Straight up. Anything, if it ain't gonorrhea or if it ain't syphilis, chlamydia and vaginosis, it ain't an STD. That shit was created. It was created on a military base by the Rockefellers, who now owns all of the medicines, all the pharmaceutical companies, all your hospitals, and your hospital doctrines degrees. Well, y'all gonna wake up and see what's really going on. Herpes or S? No, the hell is not. More people got herpes from the zoster vaccination than they had from sleeping around. More people got syphilis from vaccinations and spraying that shit through the air through these mosquito trucks that's come through the neighborhood and spray around 6 o'clock. Y'all getting these things by digesting them. Then it assimilate with your body, and then the microbes in your body start changing their positions. So now your garbage disposers or the mold that's in your body that breaks down dead things, now these become Fascioloscus buski. These become your hemorrhoid worms. It all started within the body. You can't catch a virus, y'all. Wake up. You can't catch a virus. Viruses are assimilated and created from within inside the proteins inside the cell. You can't catch a virus. The virus starts from within. All you have to do is, somebody please do this for me, look up the word microbes. Microbes. Look, your body consists of 150 trillion cells. Do you realize that only the 150 trillion cells only make up 10% of your body, though? Your body is made of 150 trillion cells. Only 10% of these cells, the 150 trillion, makes up your body. Guess what makes up the rest of your body other than hydrogen or other than water? Guess what? It's not H2O. It's bacteria. Bacteria is telling you how to think. Bacteria is helping you digest and break down your food. Bacteria is helping neuroepinephrine, oxytocin move to the nerve endings. All of this is done by microbes. All of it. These microbes are good unless you change them bad due to the environment. Disease is cause and effect, family. Period. Like I told y'all before, you can't catch a cold. It already have to be in you. There ain't no such thing as cancer spreading. It's already out through the whole entire lymphatic system. That's how it metastasized. It was already there. We have to relearn. We have been lied to. When we in the laboratories, we look at it, be blowing my mind. It's like, well, I thought this and it's really this. I thought it was this simple. It's really this complicated. Or I thought it was this complicated and it was really this simple. Yes. Everything about you, you think you know, you don't. You're not even thinking for yourself. It's trillions and trillions of microbes, bacteria that does the thinking for you, that breaks down your food, that tell you what they want to eat and this and that. The same thing, if you leave a rotten fruit, put a fruit out and leave that fruit out for a long time. Notice that bugs and nets starts coming around the fruits. My question is, where did these nets come from? Did you open the door and they just flew in through the door? No, it came from inside of the damn fruit because the fruit is full of microorganisms. These organisms grow. Where you think maggots come from? Look, roadkill. You telling me a worm came all the way from out of the ground, out of the woods, and just, put itself inside of, put itself inside of this dead roadkill on the side of the road? Where did the maggots and the flies spring from? Inside of the damn meat. Putrefaction, it died. Like, we have to really start thinking here, family. Viruses and bacteria starts from within, not from without. It's a cause and effect. You notice, and what they're doing when they're in the body, they're doing good things. I would love to have some type of parasite in me eating up the bad stuff, or bacteria inside of my lymph nodes and macrophages and macrophages and killer T cells and B cells to help clean up things. But the doctors look at it, oh no, you got too much bacteria inside of your lymph nodes, even though its main consumption in food is acids, and we're trying to get the acids out of the body. But even though you have this good bacteria inside your lymph nodes eating all the acids up, I'm going to give you antibiotics, something that's going to kill the bacteria. That is the most dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. And now we see that all these antibiotics is causing all these latent diseases that we're suffering now because we have no microbes inside of our body. We have no good bacteria inside our body to do the job. Now we wondering why we getting vaginosis, or you get yeast infections all the time because you don't have bacteria to eat the yeast because they didn't put you on so many damn antibiotics. Why would I take something that's against life? Anti means against. Biotics, biochemistry means the processes of life. We taking things that's killing our melanin, y'all. We have bought into the idea that they are saving us. How can the people that portrayed us, that split us in half, that hooked us to horses and hit the horse and ripped us in half, hung us from trees, and vaccinated us with vaccines, claiming that they're trying to treat us from syphilis when they was truly giving us syphilis and trying to see how long, what it did to our body if it went untreated? Gave our brothers and sisters smallpox jackets. I mean, did all types of horrific, horrible things to us. We go to the same exact mind and think that we're going to get a healing solution. Negro, please, let's wake up. Let's wake up. Everything that they done told you is a damn lie. It's a lie, y'all. It's a lie on top of a lie on top of the... Look, I'm still getting rid of lies. I know y'all think I know a lot. I'm uncovering new lies every day. I'm like, damn, I got to reteach this. I just taught my people a year ago this, and now I'm learning new information in new laboratories doing these things myself, and it was a lie. That's why I don't go off nobody's word no more, because it's all bullshit and propaganda and lies that keep us in the sunken place that we're in, and I'm trying to wake y'all up. And the best way, the first thing you do is love yourself enough to change your diet. Change your diet. Quit eating all these cooked foods. Everything don't have to go in no damn grease or no oil. See, they eat raw organic. That's what's going to feed your melanin, your biophotons, for you can get your spiritual senses back. Guess what you get your spiritual senses from? Your food. It's called biophotons. Look it up. It's a sixth sense that you get from your foods. That's how animals know that a storm is going to come. That's why birds know to fly south when the winter is coming. They fly south, preventive maintenance. They don't fly south in the winter. They fly south in the fall. Let me beat this cold. We don't do that. We wait until the shit hit the fan, and then we want to go to Yaki, or want to go to Dr. Sabi or Dr. Laila Africa or Patrick Dowles. I got another sister, Crystal Alkaline Doula. It's a lot of us out here healing now. But now y'all want to come to us when you can have preventive maintenance. Cleanse yourself now, change your diet now, change your attitude now, change your thought pattern now, feed your body the correct fuel that it needs, and live your life in pleasure and happiness peacefully. You cannot do that if you sick, because your body gonna constantly remind you that you are sick. And your DNA at night is trying everything to unlock you and bind you for you to go elsewhere. Why do they say sleep is the cousin to death? Sleep is the closest to death that you're going to get. Because while you sleep, your body is trying to leave the physical body. Every time. That's why the DNA codes are constantly changing, just like that lock on the suitcase. The moment you figure out that code, the suitcase can be open. And guess what's coming out of there? Your spirit or your etheric brain, the melanin substance. That's why we gods. That's why you need to change your diet. That's why y'all need to like and share this video. That's why this information is very important, because a lot of people are not telling us that. A lot of people are not. All right, let's see if I got any questions. That's right. Live, not just exist. Straight up. That's right. Straight up. All right, family. I know I went on a long spiel. I had to get that off my chest though. They pissed me off. They gonna kick me off the channel because I talk about DNA. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So yeah, we have to quit eating this DNA altering food. And this just, I mean, that's what this vaccine is. They created this whole fake COVID-19, which was created by radiation, for they can bring in this one world government and this one world mandate order. And that is to vaccinate everybody that's not a part of their 1% or 5% population, to vaccine them with this DNA altering manipulative vaccine. They already tried it on a few people, and I'm getting reports that certain people already have died from them. It created something called Bell palsy in a few people. One man nervous system completely shut down 3 days after receiving this vaccination. So this is most definitely extermination, y'all. This is population control, and this is extermination and mind control at its highest. I mean, like, we are the puppets, they're the puppet masters, and we are getting caught in the smokes and mirrors, and we're not seeing what's really going on because y'all have lost the ability to sense. Y'all have lost the ability to feel, because y'all not eating the proper foods that's going to have you sensing and feeling again at a very highly alarming rate. And that is your biophotons. That is your phytonutrients. That is your light code frequencies that you download from the sun and that you get from the foods that the sun feed, which will be your fruits, your berries, and your melons, and sometimes your nuts and your vegetables. Once we truly get back to that, we can feed our DNA properly, and our DNA can unlock itself properly, and we can have the ability to really think, feel, and see for ourselves, and not from the perspective of these programs that they're downloading to us by way of television, Facebook, social media, and just celebrities and fake idols and all of that. We are literally learning a reality by being dumbed down by the foods and the liquids we drinking, and then while we're at a dumb, numb state, while we at our state of intoxication, because that's what this is. This food intoxicates you. That's why I have many sugars in it, and that's what wine do. Many sugars intoxicate you. That's what wine is. It's pressed sugars. It's sugars from grapes, or maltose. Maltose is a maltose sugar. It's a pentose sugar with a 5 sugar phosphate backbone. They're intoxicating us with this synthetic melanin, and while we sedated, that's when they reprogram our mind in theta wave with all of this bullshit that's going on. Now they got you scared, and you really walking around with a damn mask on. You outside where trees at, where most of your oxygen is, and you thinking that you're gonna catch a virus, and you're wearing a mask all day, which is really what's giving you your lung problems. So then you go from wearing the mask all day, you go to the doctor, because you're having lung problems, because you're ingesting your own carbon dioxide and sulfate oxide that is killing your lungs and is messing up your respiratory system. Then they check you with an already positive fake ass COVID tester, and then they test you positive, then they quarantine you, and now they pushing you to get the vaccine because you don't want to catch it again. You see what I'm saying? I just need y'all to see the mind tricks that's really going on. And once you really see that, you will see the agenda that they got in store for us. And it's going to be a hell of a fight, y'all. It's going to be a hell of a fight, because a lot of our people are waking up now, and we're not going to accept that. So if they can't do it by trickery and deceitfulness, they're going to do it by force. They're going to do it by force. All right, let's see. I'm going to start asking questions. All right, first question we got. Eve's Awakening. It says, y'all, we just got admitted to the ICU. It's time. What you talking about? Break that down to me. All right, daughter of Zion, daughter of Zion, Bat Zion. What do you recommend for pregnant women? What can they or can't they eat? What helps the baby? The best thing if you're a pregnant woman is to eat food very high in dark leafy green vegetables, raw, and most definitely get on them fruits hard, and stay on some sweet potatoes. Eat a sweet potato like every other day. Bake sweet potato, put some cinnamon and stuff on there, because the sweet potato have a lot of fulfilling amino acids that you will need. And keep your apple game up, your banana game up. Get you on some sea moss, and most definitely take sea moss and bladder wrap. You can get it from us, or you can buy it if you know it's real from somebody else. Buy it from them. And we have something called we got all natural prenatal and postnatal capsules now too. That's on the new website. Hopefully this new website be dropping probably on the weekend, and you can get all of that. But the best thing is fruits, berries, and melons. Get your dark leafy green vegetables in, and rock like that. That way you can start at least trying to change that DNA, to feed that DNA and them chromosomes to the baby before the baby get out. Because a lot of us are sick sperm and sick wombs have sick babies. Babies are already doomed because we are not cleansing before we're getting pregnant. And that's what's going on. Before you get pregnant, cleanse your body, cleanse your DNA. Go on a heavy, deep detox before you plan on having a baby, because these babies are coming out very, very genetically weak, y'all. And that's why they're so prone to disease and illnesses. That disease and illnesses, they didn't catch it. It came from within their nucleus of their cell. It came from within the genoprint in the DNA. And then we providing them these horrible environments so that DNA, that protein envelope sleeve, is going to leave itself, and then that disease start expressing itself in reality. That's how true disease really manifests itself. You don't catch anything, family. You have a virus have to be injected into you, or it have to be a way about sex, swapping out saliva or blood. It's going to have to be some type of assimilation that goes on, a assimilation process, because viruses truly start within. It's the disorganizing of a cell. That's what creates these proteins. All a virus is basically a non-metabolic protein. It's a protein that does not break down, and its RNA bonds with your DNA, and it literally hijack your light code frequency and start spitting out the protein that was already created. Viruses are products of broken down protein fumes or solubles that cannot leave the body properly. That's what a virus is. And when you truly study and look at a virus, you're looking at proteins. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at proteins. And what's always associated with these viral loads or these viral proteins is a damn parasite that started off a good man, but it turned bad because the environment. Whenever you change the environment of your body, the microbes or the parasite, because at this point they're not a parasite because they help in the body, the microbes or this bacteria changes its role when you change the environment. And then we start seeing Fasciolopsis buski hit the thymus gland, then boom, you HIV positive. Or it hit the mucous membrane, now you got herpes because it's a hemorrhage worm inside the mucous membrane. Or it hits the liver, and now you got hepatitis A, B, or C, or D. You see that? Or it hits the bone, now you have bone marrow diseases and cancers and malfunctions and mutations. You see that? Or it hit the eyes. Now you have glaucoma, or you have all types of things. Or it stay on the nerve endings in the ganglia nerve or the vagus nerves. Now you have MS, multiple sclerosis. Or it's excretions, or it's droppings get between your tissues, and now you have arthritis. Or it gets between your joints and it binds with calcium. Now you have rheumatoid arthritis. But notice all these things are coming from within the body. It's not coming from what's outside of the body. You can eat the food, but the food is not going to enter into your body until it gets into the bloodstream and it assimilates with your cells. Period. And when these proteins mess up on the DNA level, because what a protein is, that's when it alter your body, and then you get viruses and all manner of sicknesses and diseases. We just make it complicated because we've been taught wrong for so long. All these things are starting within. It's cause and effect. You can't catch anything. If you change the cause, you would change the effect. You change the root cause of the disease and you reverse what you've been doing and you go back to the Garden of Eden. Notice everything start changing. You start getting all these metabolic processes out your body. We got rid of HIV in 2 months. 2 months. 2. We deep cleansed the hell out of him. And notice what happens. The viral load left. We got rid of herpes in 32 days. 32 days. See that? We got all these testimonies. Diabetes, 15 days. You have to go back to the diet that's gonna promote your melanin to thrive, y'all. And that's what's going on. We're suffocating ourselves. and all these fumes and toxins coming from them, we call them bacteria infections, or we call them viral loads, or cold, or whatever it is. It's the body trying to detox itself. That's all it is. All right, what is that? All right, Strange Life said, how long does the body need to cleanse, and what are the best herbs for the lymphatic system, and how to use them and when? Dang, boy, you asking a lot of questions. All right, how long does the body need to cleanse? It all depends on how long you've been putting the wrong things inside of your body. All right, so I'm gonna say that first off. Like me, I'm still cleansing, and I'm not at my healthiest. You know, I used to have diabetes, all types of stuff, sickle cell anemia trait, which is sickle cell anemia. I had high blood pressure. I mean, I was all jacked up. I was on high blood pressure medication. I mean, I was on everything. And I was a drug addict. I was a cocaine head, and I was a severe alcoholic. So my liver was all jacked up. Liver levels was always high. Cholesterol was always high. And I mean, I healed myself for all of that, but I'm still cleansing. Sometimes when I'm cleansing, I still feel the cocaine coming out deep within my cells. So I mean, it takes a lifetime to truly cleanse, but to get rid of the symptoms, that don't take long at all. To actually pull the symptoms out and to be at a state where you can live longer and be healthy and happy, that's always good. But you can always go deeper and keep cleansing. That's a lifetime. There is even Dr. Sebi. Notice what Sebi did. Him and his wife went 60-day cleanses, you know, right before he died or before they killed him. He went on a 120-day fast because he know that too. Your body, even if you eat on alkaline, there is metabolic processes because the body is designed to be alkaline, but it functions in acids. These acids accumulate and build up deep within the tissues of your cells. So it's a constant cleanse, family. So it's really not a time limit. But like if you talking about like what's the time limit to get rid of herpes? Anywhere between 3 to 9 months. Sometimes it's low. HIV, anywhere between 3 months to a year, sometimes 2 years. It depends on hepatitis. So, I mean, we got time frames per se on those, but that's still going to change due to each individual because I don't know how strong your genome code is. What's the constitutions like inside of your meridians? You know, how healthy you truly is. And if your genetic code passed down from your family was strong or not. If you have genetic weaknesses, it's going to take longer. And that's not your fault. That's your mama's fault, your father's fault, and that's their grandpa's fault. And it goes all the way back to our ancestors who sinned in the garden. So, all right, it says, what herbs are good for the lymphatic system? Sarsaparilla is good for the lymphatic system. Cloves is good for the lymphatic systems. Cleaver leaf is good for the lymphatic system. Blood root is good for the lymphatic system. Bayberry is good for the lymphatic system. Barberry is good for the lymphatic system. Juniper berry is good for the lymphatic system because it's a toner and the strengthener of a lymphatic system. Man, it's so many. Most of your astringent toxin root herbs are good for the lymphatic system too. But you gotta be careful with them though, because you don't want to over toxify the bloodstream, because the bloodstream ain't gonna do nothing but dump it back into the lymphatic system anyway, and that's gonna give you a whole lot of healing crisis, or what we call detox symptoms, when you're feeling like you dying when you're not. How to use them all in tea forms for real. If you don't know nothing about herbalism and how to use the herbs, make you some teas, tea infusions. You can never go wrong with tea infusions. And when? Start right now. What else we got? Erica Barnes. I feel foolish. Why would we expect people who tried to kill us to heal us? Shaking my head. Exactly. It makes no sense in the world. But we have became psychosociopaths because we're drug addicts. Just because you're not snorting cocaine like I used to, or drinking alcohol like I used to, don't mean that you're not a drug addict. Sugar is classified as a neurotoxic drug. Look it up. Sugar is banned from Singapore and banned from southern Mexico because, in fact, it is a neurotoxic drug. This shit is banned. It's in the same family as the cane family, which comes with poppies and all other stuff. The sugar cane. That is some of the most, corrosive, even though it's sweet. It's sweet like candy. But it will burn your ass. I mean, it will burn you to the ground. It will shut down your major organs, and it will literally toxify your brain and your nerves. Sugar is the reason why Alzheimer's disease is out here, dementia, all of these diseases. I mean, sugar is literally, it deteriorates your brain. That's why you have to get off of alcohol. Alcohol is a spirit behind it called algol. Algol means flesh-eating spirit. If you look at alcohol, it literally decreases your brain size in half within 5 years of drinking it. It literally dehydrates and kill your brain. What's in the alcohol that's doing it? The sugar. Cigarettes. You're not addicted to the cigarette or the tobacco. You're addicted to the nicotine that's inside of the cigarette and the apple bomb that's inside the cigarette. Because nicotine is sugar. Apple bomb is processed sugar. Same thing for alcohol. Same thing for your sweets, your snacks. You're addicted to the sugar. It's a sugar rush. It's a cane rush. It's a drug rush. We are sociopathic drug addicts, and we are all intoxicated and don't know it. We literally be thinking we sober and we not. We're not even thinking with our right minds. And this is how you know you're not thinking with your right mind, because you will put some things in your mouth that you know is not good for your body, but because of the taste of the sugar, because it tastes good, you have to have it, and you will let your belly be your God, and you will eat these things, and then 10 years later on your dying deathbed, now you want to get it together. No, preventative mates. We have to kick the drugs. The drugs is these processed sugars in GMO foods, dairy products, and damn meat. Though y'all don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. It's nothing but the truth, family. So yeah, I mean, it makes no sense. But when we are sick mentally and we have sociopathic thought processes, sister, it's easily to be fooled. We will go to the very people that killed us. We'll go to Master. Master, we sick, Master. I need to have medicine, Master. Master, I need to eat. I need food, because that's what they did, and that's how they trained our programs. And you have something literally called biological intelligence that you pass down to your children. So we're still suffering from the post-traumatic slave syndrome, biological electrical conductivities, and DNA and genes that's been passed down through our ancestors to us. So we still acting like runaway slaves that depends on the system to take care of us. Is look out. So of course you're gonna go to the very person who did you wrong, because you look at them like daddy or mama. Like how mom and daddy whoop your ass. I remember when I was little, look, I just whooped my son the other day. Guess who he ran to? After I whoop him, he ran back to my arms. It's the same sociopathic thoughts that we're doing, except we're doing it to our slave master. So it makes sense. But once you change your diet and you start thinking for self, and you start thinking in a righteous standpoint, you'll start being prone, because your biophotons will awaken itself, and you will see that stuff coming from a mile away, and you can start unlocking the codes. All right, what else we got here? How many vertebrae in the DNA that makes a cell? I don't know that question, brother. I don't know that question, brother. If you know, please let me know. Because I didn't even know it was an actual vertebrae inside of a cell. Now, I heard of a cellular backbone structure, but it don't have vertebrae in it. It's a mucosa calcified Golgi apparatus that makes up the backbone of a cell, but it's not really a backbone. It's not really a vertebrae. So, I mean, I don't think that exists. But if it do, let me know. I'll learn something new. All right. M. Birch. Shalom, I am a female taking, what they say, Synthroid, replace daily, and I want to get off their system. I am learning from your program why I have so many issues, and it's mainly because of my thyroid. What can I use? First thing you have to do is you have to get off their synthetic thyroid hormone, whether it's parathyroid or they thyroxine. You're going to have to get off of that, because once you start taking a medicine, and taking their pharmaceuticals, your glands literally shut down, because it don't have to produce it on its own no more. So it becomes weak, and it literally starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Well, the gut microbes, these parasites that I'm talking about, they're going to recognize this, and they're going to start sending calcium and things to the thyroid to make it grow bigger, for it to start producing iodine and parathyroxine and parathyroid more. So then this is where you get Gorders and stuff from. So it's going to completely shut down and grow masses on top of each other. So you want to, I mean, if you was me, I would stop taking it now, and I'll most definitely get on my thyroid and parathyroid tincture. I would get on iodide and bromide. That's in my 4 elements, and most definitely the 3 bitters. The 3 bitters. And for real, if I was you, I'd get the whole endocrino kit, and I'll get some 3 bitters on the side. That would come with everything plus the 3 bitters, and I'll start cleansing. Make sure that you drink on your sea moss and your bladder rack every single day, and you be on your fruits, your berries, and your melons. If you get too weak or too skinny, you can beef yourself up on a little bit of vegetables. Don't go too far outside the diet. If you need a sweet potato, most definitely bake you a sweet potato, put you some cinnamon on there, and live that way until your thyroid actually regenerates itself. We have grown thyroids back. I've been telling y'all that for about 4 years now. We had a person that had a piece of her thyroid removed, and it grew back when she got done with her cleanse. The whole thyroid grew itself back, and it is stronger and powerful than ever, y'all. Powerful than ever. We was working on her for about a year. She used to come by my house when I stayed with my sister and pick up her herbs and stuff, and her thyroid is fully back. She had half of it removed. That mug is back. All praises. But that's what you need to do. All right. T. How do we know when we killed the parasites? What are you talking about? HSV. And what fruits are good for HSV? My IgG is under 2. I've been trying to rid it for a year now. You know when the parasites is gone, because you're truly gonna. This is what we do. We say wait. So the lifespan, I give them up to 2 months, because it becomes a zoogote. From a zoogote, it turns into the adult hemith, and the adult hemith. I mean, they die pretty quick. It's just they repopulation. They lay 4,000 eggs every day, so it's just that repopulation. So I wouldn't be worried about the parasite. The parasite is easy to kill. It's to make sure you got all them damn eggs gone. So the best thing to do is heal. Wait until you zero out. You get to your balance, which is like at 0.9. 0.9. I think in Missouri, that's when you don't have it no more. But you got to be careful, because you can pop canker sores if them eggs hatch. So stay on your diet for an extra 2 months afterwards, just to be sure, and stay on the parasite elimination and the 3 bitters. So get the parasite elimination and the 3 bitters and stay on them an extra 2 months after you test negative. Then that's how you be sure you got them out. And if you need to go longer just to make sure, because sometimes them eggs will hide on that nervous system, and then boom, they express themselves. Now you popping canker sores everywhere. So that's my advice to you. That's what we've been doing to a lot of our healing patients, because we have several of them that are test negative and be ready to do a testimony, but then a week later they call them like, dang, I just had an outbreak, but I'm testing negative. And the reason why is because the eggs, we didn't get all the eggs. See, it's easy to get the big mama. It's easy to get the hemithworm fasciolopsis because she's big. I could target her easy. All I gotta do is give her some celery, some cilantro, some black wormwood, and some cloves. And I mean, and you would kill her off. But with them eggs, you gotta penetrate them cells. You gotta penetrate. So we have to really get them cells through them tinctures. That alcohol is what's gonna penetrate that Golgi apparatus, mucous membrane, and open up that protein envelope that's protecting them inside of that nerve system cells. The only way you open it up is by way of alcohol. I don't got none of my tinctures around, but and we got something now that's super strong that's going to be on a new site. I mean, it's some of the strongest parasite elimination killers ever, y'all. And it's green walnut hall, and we made some powerful tinctures out of ethanol with it. So, I mean, that's going to be kicking these parasites ass straight up. Yeah, I ain't going to even get up and get that. But make sure y'all liking and y'all sharing this video. If y'all getting some understanding, like, share with the entire world, because this information have to go out. I hope I answered that question. All right, what else we got? Who else we got up here? All right, somebody said I try to get on it. Papaya seeds. Yes, papaya seeds is very good for parasites, but too many papaya seeds will shut down your digestive system and you can die from it. So make sure that y'all not eating too many papaya seeds, or if you want to eat it on a daily basis, use one papaya, dry them out, crunch them up, and use them as like pepper and stuff like that. But just don't be eating raw papaya seeds straight out of the papaya every single day, because even though it'll kill the parasites, it will cause basically digestive psoriasis. I mean paralysis, digestive paralysis, where your digestive system will stop working. So be careful with the papaya seeds, because they can be toxic. They can be a neurotoxin too if eating too many of them. All right. Only mushrooms I suggest y'all eating is portobello. The changa got a lot of health benefits, but according to our belief in the cultural tradition we follow, it'll be considered unclean. So if you're not a part of that, then hey, I mean, do you? But I mean, I've seen a lot of health benefits come from it, but me personally, I can't eat it because the cultural traditions I follow. This one, do you treat HPV and HSV the same? Yes, you do. Whether you dealing with the hemithworm or the HSV virus or the Hepalonian virus, you still dealing with the same exact Fasciobusky hemithworm. One just manifests itself into warts, and the other one manifests itself into canker sores. The only difference between a canker sore and a wart is it's inverted. It's flipped upside down. There's no difference. If you pick a wart and you turn it right side up, that'll be a canker sore. If you take a canker sore and you flip it upside down, that'll be a wart. You're still dealing with the same exact manifestation of a protein, or what we're going to call a virus, that start from within the body, and a parasitic. All right. What that one say? It says, hold on, y'all asking so many questions super fast. This one says, or lymphatic cleansing fruits recommended when you have eczema? Yes, 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 sister. And the reason why is because eczema is a form of herpes. Eczema is nothing but herpes. So yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Can you explain what causes excessive sweating from the hands, armpits, and feet? Yes, 24/7. I can tell you exactly what that is, brother. That's ammonia, and that's a trip thyroid. Your thyroid is what increases the metabolic heat processes of the body. It's called the basal temperature. When that basal temperature rises and your fight or flight kick in by way of the adrenal glands, it causes you to sweat out. So your body is sweating so much because it's trying to get toxins out. So that means you got a lot of toxicity built up, brother. So you just need to cleanse your body. Do the 3 bitters and do an intercellular cleanse. Open up them kidneys and cleanse out the lymphatic system, and the sweat will go away. But it's your thyroid and it's your adrenal glands. That's what caused you to sweat. Especially excessive sweat. That's all the thyroids. And you're sweating from actually glands that's connected to the thyroid. So the thyroid issues, the best thing to do is check your basal temperature on your right and your left. Remember, you're a bilateral person, so check your right side and check your left side. And if that deal is below 97 or above 97, it's going to tell you if you have hyper or hypothyroidism. But that's what you're dealing with. So you need to go after that thyroid. Aldine, aldehyde, and bromines and bromide. You usually find these in your sea mosses, your bladderwracks, your kelps, your dose, your club moss, and your agar-agar. These are your sea creature plants that you eat. And they're very, very good for the thyroid, toning, cleansing, and shaping. All right. All right, Sis Ray said, fibroids and breasts while nursing. What can I do? Now, you know that them thyroids are being estranged. So all of them mutating cells that's inside that thyroid, all of the glomulation is going into the baby. So we got to be real careful on that. But while you breastfeeding, I really wouldn't do nothing, because the moment that you start detoxing the body, your baby going to receive all of them fibroid cells. And all fibroids is tumors. That's all they is. A bunch of glomulated cells. You're probably going to find a lot of mucosa substance wrapping it around, crystallized by calcium, and some fat lipids and stuff like that inside of it, with estrogen and the arginine amino acid and estrogen mineral compound element. So, I mean, I will wait until you done breastfeeding. I wish you can, and that's why I can't wait till the mother's milk's done, because once the mother milk's done, you know what I'm saying, we can most definitely make something happen. But until then, I'd be real careful about trying to detox with them fibroids inside your breast while feeding the baby, because we do have certain cases. Me and Kawhi was just talking about the other day, a mother been breastfeeding her child, and now the child does have cancer, and she had breast cancer. So where did that come from? So we have to talk about that too. Most definitely. T. Marie, you already know you can ride with me whenever. Whenever, love, whenever. All right, who else we got? All right, hold on, y'all. We got so many questions. All right, here go another one. This is Gary C. How do I get rid of wrinkles around the eyes? What's in control of your skin and your connective tissue is your thyroid gland and your calcium matrix. If you really want to tighten up your skin and tighten up your ligaments and things like that, you will have to go after the thyroid. The thyroid is in control of your connective tissue. Nothing else is. It's a thyroid, and it's a growth hormone that's produced by the islands of Langerhans inside of the delta cells inside the pancreas, called simetostatin. It's actually a growth tensioning hormone that's produced by the pituitary gland that's inside there too. So thyroid and pituitary gland will strengthen and tone the skin if you actually cleanse them first and then tone them. Cleanse them, tone them, and revitalize them. And that's what's going to tighten up your wrinkled skin. Most definitely go after the thyroid. Again, I can't say it enough. My 3 bitters, that is very good for anything that's going on with your body, and get you the thyroid and parathyroid tincture from off the website. That'll be very good for that. And remember, fruits, berries, and melons. Fruits, berries, and melon. Matthew, how do I boost my vitamin B12? In order to boost your vitamin B12, you're going to have to boost your cobalt intake. B12 is a cobalt derivative. That's where it comes from. It comes from cobalt. So you need to eat foods that's high in cobalts. One of your highest foods in cobalts that you can't eat too much of it is literally lentil beans, red lentil beans. Get you some lentil beans in here and there. Make sure you boil them first to get that husk off the top, because they got a protein lactic. It's called lactin seal on it that will mess up your digestive system. Once that little hull come off, you just the same thing you do with garbanzo beans. You soak them first to get that lentin up off of them. Once that lentin is up off of them, then you make them the right way, and it won't be so bad on your digestive system. In your stomach and your kidneys can break them down and process them right. But that is full of cobalt. It is full of zinc. It's full of copper and gold. And another thing is hydrangea root. It's full of vitamin B12 as well. So lentil beans and hydrangea root. Use some hydrangea root tea. Make it as an infusion. That'll be very, very good for your vitamin B12. Remember, because the doctor's going to lie and tell you, you can only get it from meat protein. So where the hell did the meat get it from? You can only get it from cows. So where did the cow get it from? They get it from the grass. They get it from the herbs and things like that, and get it from the soil that goes through a process called iontrophorophysis. And this is when microbes, I'm going back to the bacteria, literally help the minerals get to the bottom of the fingers or the villi of the plants, and it feeds the plants the minerals the same way it feeds your blood capillaries the minerals once you break down your food. We have to change the way we look at parasites, y'all. They are more helpful than harmful, I'm telling y'all. And this information, I'm one of the first people bringing it out, but it's going to be real big in the next 10 years. Watch. Mark my words. Mark my words. And y'all can say y'all heard it from a black man first. All right, who else we got? And forgive me, y'all, if I'm missing anybody. Y'all asking questions back to back to back. All right. Naomi said, will the 3 bitters remove mucus from my eyes? Yes, of course it will. But if you want to remove mucus from your eyes, do the 3 bitters and go on the website and get the eye bright. And the instructions on the eye bright will actually show you how to make your own eye bright wash, so you can wash your eyes 3 times a day. It'll be so much mucus coming from your eyes, it'll be closed shut every morning. You got to peel that deal open. So that's what you need, the 3 bitters and the eye bright. That's what it help you. That's what it help you. All right, I got one more question. Top Flight said, are pomegranates good for? Yes, man. Hey, bro, pomegranates are the most astringent fruits ever. That's very good for you. Pomegranates is a lymphatic sweeper. Yeah, most definitely. Pomegranates will most definitely cleanse that lymphatic system. So yes. All right, y'all. I love y'all indeed in the truth. If y'all learned a lot of things here, if y'all got a lot of intellectual information and y'all want to keep this going, type in some 9s. Type in some 9s. And then we get to the questions. I might go back live tomorrow. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna go back live tomorrow, and we gonna do the questions. They kind of threw me off. Cutting me off, and I got to talk about DNA. So that's the reason why this was all off the spirit, and that's the reason why we went off the spirit and did this. But make sure y'all like this. Y'all like it and y'all share it everywhere. If you got a Facebook page, share this. You got a YouTube page, take the YouTube link and share it to Facebook. Put it on Instagram. Share, 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 share. This is free information. This is free knowledge. And we're literally saving and healing lives. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And I mean, we at thousands now, to be honest with you, but I like to be humble. But and Baruch Hashem Yahweh, all praises to the God of Israel for the blessings he has bestowed upon me and my whole entire team. But like this, share this information, even if it's not for you, even if you so-called call yourself healthy, share it to somebody else, put it on your page. Somebody might need it. This information have to go out. We are in the last stages. We're most definitely in the last days. This earth is wrapping itself up. Preventative maintenance is crucial, and we have to have this for we can think right. The better you think, the longer you can survive. So keep that in mindset. I love y'all indeed in truth. Hopefully this video was very edifying to y'all, and most high willing, I'll be back at y'all tomorrow so we can answer these questions. All right, shalom, shalom, peace, peace.